If you're someone who cares about building and maintaining their career, I don't think I need to convince you that networking is absolutely essential for that. And it's not like you reject the idea of networking altogether. It's just that you're either so uncomfortable doing it, which means that there's a bit of a psychological barrier there, or you realize that now is the time to take your networking skills to the next level. In either scenario, you came to the right place, because in today's video, we're talking about the 5 golden rules of networking that have transformed my own experience with networking, but also have helped hundreds of my clients become networking pros and land their dream jobs. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here. If you're new here, I'm Anna from CV Labs. I'm a career coach, and in my videos, I talk about how to get you hired for that fantastic job you want and of course deserve. If you want to make the most out of your career and get regular tips for your personal and professional development, make sure to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the notifications bell. Costs nothing, but it's a great way for us to stay in touch. If you're not a fan of networking, to say the least, I totally get it. Networking wasn't intuitive for me either. I'm definitely not one of those people who just seems to innately know how to do it well. So I needed to learn. And if you feel the exact same way, let me tell you, you're not alone. As a career coach, I have this exact conversation with literally every second client of mine, and even top performing executives at big, well-known companies experience similar challenges with networking, especially if you didn't have to actively job search in quite a while. I think it's only fair that we normalize any concerns you have around networking. If you don't particularly enjoy it, that's totally okay. And I hope that this video will help you make some adjustments in that area to finally help you break through that barrier. By the way, I'm curious what your mindset is around networking at the moment. Have you ever managed to land a job through your networks? If you have or haven't, regardless, please type in the comments below. I think it's going to be really interesting for all of us to check out. My challenge with networking was that when I moved to North America from Europe, I really didn't fully understand networking. It's not that people in Europe don't network, of course they do, but it's definitely a shift in culture and it's a very different approach. Plus, I'm an introvert, which right away tells you that I'm not great at social butterflying. I'm much better at building relationships and having some deeper one-on-one conversations with fewer people. Back then, I really used to think about networking as this cringeworthy, salesy, and transactional process because I didn't really know how to do it well, how to do it right, until I decided to grow my own business. And you might think that for an entrepreneur, it's a little bit of a different situation, or maybe there's greater value in networking. Not really. I think it doesn't matter if you're growing your own gig or you work for someone else. Your career is still your project just as much as your own business would be your project, and the value of networking is very, very similar, and the approach doesn't change much either. Today, I have built and I'm still growing my business mainly through networking. I've learned to not only appreciate it, but enjoy it. And most importantly, I've helped many other people learn to appreciate it as well and learn to use it to their advantage. But before I tell you how I changed my strategy and mindset, let's start by talking about some of the most tangible and very much attainable benefits of networking when it's done right. I know you guys enjoy some numbers, and I'm gonna give you some. According to HubSpot, more than 80% of jobs are filled through networking, and close to 70% of jobs are not even published on publicly available job search sites and resources. And since we're looking at a dramatic shift in the labor market, I mean, the market is shifting already, but it's gonna only keep shifting even harder. The value and the worth of networking is only going to go up. The number one most obvious benefit of networking is that it is the most successful way to find a meaningful job and achieve career success. Different studies and surveys show that 80% of professionals consider networking absolutely essential to their career success. So it's not just my opinion here. The other cool benefit is that you can network online as well as in person. Yes, I know that, networking in person is definitely easier and it's better for building deeper connections or building stronger long-term relationships. But the fact that you can also network online saves you so much time. It gives you incredible flexibility on location and timing. And I think it's just incredible that at any point in time you can get in touch with anyone anywhere in the world. I network online every day and I still do not take it for granted. And it's opened up a world of opportunities that you can simply take advantage of sitting at home. Another cool thing about networking is that you can meet like-minded people. And that's what I chose to focus on. And that's when I truly started enjoying networking. When I realized that, you know what? I'm in the driver's seat here. I have full control over who I connect with, who I keep in touch with, and who I don't keep in touch with. And I can choose the people who I truly value and appreciate. And that's why I focused on building that go-to community of professionals in my professional world, in my industry, who I trust 100%, who I know really well, I've gotten to know over the years. And I appreciate and respect their high standards. I can refer business to them and vice versa. And those are not just the people that I keep in my network for some weird vanity metric thing. It's the people I truly like and I truly want to spend my time around. And that's an incredibly powerful thing. Building that kind of a community or that kind of a circle can be an invaluable resource throughout your career, throughout the ups and downs, the highs and the lows. And that is something that also should not be taken for granted. What else does networking do for you? Quality networking increases your value in the community, because when networking, you're not just getting something out of it, but you're also adding value to other people. A great example of that is mentorship. You could find a mentor or you could become a mentor to someone, which is a super interesting win-win experience. And finally, and this one is definitely a big one for me, you stay on top of the latest trends with the help of networking. I don't know about you, but I always enjoy a great conversation. But to be able to have a great conversation, you need information all the time. And you don't always have the time to keep up with all the news and all the events and everything that's happening, in the world. While networking, you can get so much information from other people that definitely helps to stay on top of things. And rather than just getting dry facts, you're right away sharing opinions and hearing different perspectives, which is super rewarding and incredibly useful for your career development. For me personally, to be able to enjoy and take advantage of all of those awesome benefits, LinkedIn was key. Honestly, LinkedIn became a game changer in my networking activity. If you're still kind of on the fence about LinkedIn and you're wondering what you can do to build a strong network on there, I have another video where I share my best tips on building a strong LinkedIn network, as well as my mistakes of how I was doing it. I linked to that video in the description down below. Make sure to check it out. Here are my 5 golden rules of successful networking, and some of them might surprise you. Number 1, don't be afraid or embarrassed to be a dummy. There is no such thing as a stupid question, and if you found a person whose professional skill set and whose knowledge and expertise you trust and you want to ask them something, just ask. I'm not talking about asking them for a favor right away, because that's a different story. I'm talking about information gathering, because a lot of the times people are so self-conscious about asking certain questions, thinking, oh, what if he or she thinks this or that? Just don't. Just drop it and let it all go. And if you have a question, just ask. Rule number 2, always, always, always put quality over quantity and measure the success of your networking based on that. A lot of the times job seekers get so hung up on playing the numbers game, and again, I get it, there is a part to it that is very true and realistic, but it's simply impossible to measure the effectiveness of your networking based on the number of interactions you had. If you are only fixated on numbers, especially if you're an introvert or somewhat more on the introvert side, it's going to be impossible to make your networking successful, because numbers of interactions, again, that's not what gets you the result. The result comes from quality, and quality alone. So if you are better at creating stronger connections, building deeper relationships, go for that. You will be more selective. You will not do that with everybody. You will not connect with hundreds of people a day, but you're still going to find so many benefits, so much value, and most importantly, you're gonna have the type of networking that you're gonna appreciate and enjoy. Here's my rule number 3. Think more about adding value to networking than extracting value out of it. So many times people say, oh, I've tried networking, it didn't work for me, so I'm over that, or I'm done with that, or whatever. My question always is, didn't work for you, how? How do you define if something has or hasn't worked for you? How about the other people that you've interacted with? Has it worked for them? If you become that person who is all about adding value to others and being helpful and genuinely curious, people will want to reciprocate. Rule number 4, if you wouldn't do something when networking offline, don't do it online. I think you might be able to relate to this if you're on LinkedIn at all. So many times people reach out with all kinds of requests and asks on LinkedIn, but they would never do the same at an in-person event. Like, nobody would come up to me at a random in-person networking event and say, hey, here's my resume, can you get me a job in this company? Like, that wouldn't happen offline. Yet it happens online all the time. It's weird because if you're sitting behind the screen, that fact does not override the fact that there's another human being on the other side, and their reaction is a direct reflection of how you approach them. And finally, rule number 5. Turn networking into your lifestyle. Sometimes you do more of it, sometimes less. Sometimes you do more online versus in person and the other way around. But you never fully stop. Networking is not an on-demand activity where today I feel like networking. I switch it on and here are some great results right here waiting for me. Doesn't work like that. There's a cumulative effect there, and it's a lifestyle. That's it. Networking is about playing the long game. And that's what so many people struggle to understand. But at the same time, this is precisely what makes networking truly meaningful, if that's important to you, and for sure 100 times more valuable. So if you're on board with that and you are ready to step up your networking game, I linked to another one of my videos where I share 3 ways to improve your networking skills. Would be a great video to watch right after this one. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon.